Hey, how are you? Okay.
Let's see your face.
All green?
Yep. And then this, I didn't really expect how creepy this part would be. I literally can't even hold this camera up with my arm because my arm is so sore.
Could have been a real nightmare, but I think we're gonna be okay.
This is what boat work looks like, people. We are Mike and Taylor, and these are our dogs, Penny and Lucy. We sold our home and nearly everything we owned, moved aboard a 40-foot boat, and sailed from Seattle. This is the story of us making our way. All right, we got the whole family and we are back in Mexico. We are driving right now to our Airbnb. What's happening?
We're back. All right, I just got back to Via and she looks good. I'm about to climb up. Everything looks good though. Oh, there she is. Home sweet home. Let's see. Hey, everything looks just as we left it, I think. The bilge is totally dry. Let's look at the batteries. All right, batteries are at 100%. We're putting in a little bit of voltage, so the solar panels and everything seem to have held up well. All right.
Welcome to San Carlos, Mexico, where our boat has been sitting in the boatyard for 12 weeks for hurricane season, while we headed back to the States to work and visit friends and family. With a few projects to complete before Via goes back in the water, our first week back was a whirlwind set to the backdrop of deadlines and intense heat. And pretty much every day looked like this. Mike would head off to the yard early, while I checked in with clients, did some work, and walked the dogs.
Day 2 in the work yard. I think today we're gonna do a bunch more sanding, maybe a couple miscellaneous projects, and Taylor's gonna come and help me out today. And it's hot. It's hotter than it was yesterday.
Oof, I'm dripping in sweat. Just walked from the Airbnb to the boatyard. And I'm about to see Via for the first time since we left here 3 months ago. Mike has been here doing work while I've been doing desk work and taking care of the dogs because it's way too hot for them out here. So they're in the Airbnb with the air conditioning and I'll see Via. Oh, yay. Well, I am nice and steady from my walkover. Doesn't take long. But at least it's humid. So awesome to be back at Via. This guy has been a sanding machine. Let's see your face.
Is it all green?
Yep. Nice.
Yeah, look at my wrists.
All right, so I'm gonna climb aboard for the first time. in a long time. See if I can find some grungy clothes to throw on so I can lend a hand here. Oh my gosh. It smells like boat smell in here. It smells so good. Oh, Leah, missed you. So hard to breathe in this heat in these things. After a few hours, I would leave Mike again and head back to the apartment to release the hounds and give the girls a chance to really stretch their legs after a day of resting in the air conditioning.
Passed a lady on the street, she gave me a wide berth. Oh man.
You look like the Incredible Hulk. You've got all this green in your hair. Also, I love that you're in your castaway pants.
I know, from Halloween.
From Halloween. Right before we left for the haha. It's actually suiting.
I know, I look like every time I go into the OXXO, like the 7-Eleven type place, everyone's like eyeing me weird.
This is what boat work looks like, people. Wow.
Alright, I need a shower.
Yeah,
I got epoxy on my hand.
And after several showers all around and a very early dinner, I'd sit back at my desk to edit before we both headed off to bed and prepared to do it all again the next day.
I think, like all the wrap around the boom and the mask can come down.
There's a literal puddle of sweat in the fingertip of my glove. We got the better part of the Dodger and the Bimini back together. The Dodger is in really rough shape. We already had some seams that were kind of failing and just sun damage and UV damage and then some chafing and stuff that we've had. But it seems to have actually deteriorated in here in the shade. The thing is just literally ripping and falling apart. So it is just taped together at the moment, and it's not totally stitched or zipped because the stitching is just popping off as we zip it. So this is going to need to get tended to. So trying to clear out some of this and make this feel like a home again. it's just about the end of our first week back in Mexico, and we're getting there. We are getting there. Via is just about ready to paint, actually. We're just sort of holding out until pretty close to the last minute before we splash, but it's coming up here, so that's really exciting. You know, we are like living out of suitcases and boxes right now, and life is like a mess in this Airbnb. It's like a mess. And, you know, I think just generally we're pretty ready to be back in our home, on our boat, unpacked, settled in, and the whole thing. So we have been spoiled with AC. The dogs have been spoiled with AC, so it's going to be a big shock to go full on back into life without AC in this very real heat right now, but that's all right, we're looking forward to it. Mike has been working his butt off with really early mornings, trying to beat the heat a little bit in the yard. So he has just been chugging away and, you know, making progress, and he's over there right now. I'm about to go join him. I just was standing here eating breakfast and saw a pod of dolphins in this bay out here. There's an osprey that hangs out there. It's happening. We're getting there. I can't wait.
Are you going with the same color?
No, black.
Ah.
Nice.
This paint only comes in like 4 colors.
Yeah.
How you do this without getting dust and shit? And oh, this is gonna be a big mess.
Yeah, we're gonna stand back now.
Oh, it's like solid.
Oh, that's goofy.
Nice.
Hey. Bueno. All right. Do I? Oh yeah, shit. You did it. You got a paint on your face too, sir.
Oh man.
Yeah. You did it. So tomorrow I've got work calls, so I'm gonna be at my desk all day, but Mike is gonna come down. They're gonna move the stands so that Mike can do a quick sand and paint on all those little squares. There's only about 7. And just kind of like do a couple other last minute jobs, and then the day after that, she goes in the water.
Can't wait to get in the water. I'm also a little afraid of all the work we have to do in the water.
Oh, there's a lot of that. Yeah. Tired of doing it. This walk down to the boatyard is really pretty. There's some marshlands right here, and there's just birds everywhere, and dragonflies and butterflies, and grasshoppers and crickets. Mike saw a horse here the other day when he was walking home. A horse just came up and said hello.
Hey, how are you? Hi. Oh, you're nice. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. You're a nice little puppy. You're a nice puppy. Okay. Adios, amigo. Adios. Don't follow me, because I'm going to the road.
I am so tired, but fingers crossed we're on schedule to splash in the day after tomorrow. I literally can't even hold this camera up with my arm because my arm is so sore. This whole week, Mike and I have, no joke, been like in bed at like 7 or 7:30 and, you know, fully asleep by 9. Mike's been getting up really early to come down here and start before the heat gets bad. I get up not too long after him and sit at my desk for a little bit and then come meet him down here, and then we eat dinner at like 4.
This is just what a guy wants after a day in the yard.
And then, yeah, we go to bed. So it is time. It was a long day. It is time for tacos, a cerveza, and then just straight up bed. Just straight up bed.
Quick rudder update. I think we talked about before how important it is that our rudder be wrapped with like a light colored plastic to avoid it from overheating over the summer. Well, I wrapped it. The boatyard came in later, power washed the boat, and promised they were going to rewrap the rudder. I got a photo of the boat from a friend at the end of the summer here, and sure enough, the rudder wasn't wrapped. So I emailed the yard. They promised they were going to go out and wrap it again. I showed up here in the yard when we got down here, and what do you know, it wasn't wrapped. So I think we're okay though. We dodged a bullet. The way the boats were packed in, it was mostly in the shade, and I did a really close inspection of the rudder, and it looks like we're okay. Didn't crack, didn't pop. So, and it looks good with this new coat of paint on it. Could have been a real nightmare, but I think we're gonna be okay. Time for the obligatory waterline tape pull. So pretty. Nice clean edge. Something really satisfying about pulling that tape. So I'm basically almost there. We just need, where the jack stands got moved, I need one more coat. And then tomorrow morning, when the boat's on the trailer, I gotta hit the 2 under keel spots. And then we're back in the water.
Well, you guys, here we are at the end of the week. It's been more than a week, maybe 10 days. It's been 2 weeks since we left Los Angeles, but we are finally at the end of the road in a good way. We splash tomorrow morning, and then a whole bunch of work begins again, sort of phase 2 of actually moving back in our house and provisioning and getting all the systems up and running, and the list goes on. But the boat goes in the water tomorrow. This is very exciting. The painting is done. All of the yard projects are done. It has been a hell of a week. We are so pooped. Can't even tell you. But it's all gonna be worth it so soon. Yeah. All right, her ride is here. I know they're pros, but this part just won't ever not give me a stomachache. So they've moved the stands and lifted the boat so that Mike can get under the bottom of the keel where the blocks were sitting and sand and paint that before it goes in. And this, I didn't really expect how creepy this part would be with my husband laying directly under the keel of a sailboat. Capitan! Is there water? We got water. Yes, yeah. Muchas gracias. We're back in the water. We are back in the water. Oh my gosh. Driving the boat into a marina slip always makes me nervous too, so I've got a lot of adrenaline right now, but Captain Mike over here hasn't driven a boat in months and months and just pulled in here like a glove. Nice job, Mike. Nice job.
Nice job today. Look at that clean bottom.
Look at that clean old bottom. Next up on Sailing Via, we continue the massive project of moving back aboard. You guys remember the boat? We troubleshoot a critical system.
Our only casualty from our time on the Hard is actually kind of a big one, and it's an expensive one, and it's an important one.
There she is.
Get connected.
Online.
And finally get a break to enjoy the sun and the sea.